Hello, and welcome again to another Ranting and Rave by Samillion, which is myself. The topic for this topic is my life's realization, reflection, and what I've realized. That's the only thing that's true out of my whole so many years of life. The first one is the world was built on lies, deception, greed, and giving force power. I mean, it was, forcefully taken over by. And I'm not going to go into detail so no one would say I'm trying to be biased or prejudiced or whatever, but the truth is what it is. But anyway, the world, I can't even bundle it up correctly. But anyway, and the ones who are caring, who are, shall I say, who are benefiting from the ones who took over. Need I say more on that? I mean, if you've been where I've been, or even been in the era of where I lived, you know what I'm talking about. So I'm not going to try and break it down to someone that's clueless and don't really care apparently either. So anyway, talking about the people that are benefiting from their ancestors who did what they've done to get where they are, whether it's taking property, land, stealing, whatever, however they got where they at, and their children's children are all benefiting from their sins, so to speak. Anyway, and I'd like to know who came up with such thing as lawyers. Personally, myself, I think it's someone that was being deceitful and stealing and trying to take over stuff, because every lawyer that I've dealt with, you're paying them and they're supposed to be doing a service, and I don't see out of any of the time and the $2,000 to $3,000 if I spend into the whatever issue I had where they helped me. Not one has helped me out of the situation other than lining their pockets with my money. So that's why I say a lawyer came about to deceive and take other people's things. Some people that didn't know or wasn't educated didn't know what they were signing and signed their life away, probably even signed their souls away. So that's why I say everything was built on deception, lies, and deceit. So, I mean, prove me wrong. Get in where you fit in. So, I mean, it is what you see. I mean, if you see it, your eyes is either lying or you're not paying attention and don't want to know the truth. So, anyway, I like to say a lot of anyways because it's just me ranting and raving on topics that's considered irrelevant to others, but nevertheless they're important because they're going to come out in the end. So anyway, and my insight on big corporations, they spend millions upon millions to get patents and trade consider trade secrets in which they probably stole them to begin with, but they have the money to hoard them as theirs, so it becomes their property regardless of who they took, stole, or borrowed it from. So that's where I came up with the lawyer thing. And I mean, I can't really speak much on it because I can't. You can't say I'm lying, because if you go back and look over some of the things, such as the recipe for the Popeyes or whatever else, you'll see some of the truths come out and all that. But anyway, going on to my next one. And everybody want to copyright everything or say plagiarism and all this. After a while, you're not going to be able to speak. You're going to have to do sign language or something, because every word comes out of your mouth. Someone has said it, so they're going to try and state right and claims to that as well. So, I mean, I don't understand how I mean, I can understand if someone comes up with an original idea and they want it to be considered theirs, fine. But all these people that have some of the rights off stuff from people that are past, deceased, and don't have the rights, what gives them the right to take the rights of those people? That's all I'm saying. And let their children benefit, while the person who came up with it died dang near penniless, and their generation or their offspring barely making it. So it's all deceit and deception and a little bit of everything that's going on here. As such as in Ohio, my sister was bringing it to my attention that on the street corner out there, and it's a law, that panhandlers or anyone that's begging or asking for money, they can be arrested, and the person as well as that's giving them any kind of money, even if you give them 50 cents or whatever, you can be arrested for it. Well, some of these people that are begging and asking for help are veterans. Now, who's to say these veterans didn't get the post-traumatic distress disorder or whatever from being in such wars and all that, and they came back to try and make a life and can't function properly on a job setting or whatever, and can't hold job down to be able to function. Why are they being, put in that group of people that can't ask for stuff? They put their life on the line for so-called us. What's the point of forcing people to go in to fight a war that they had nothing to do with, and they can't come home and live a proper life until their ending days? So, like I say, it's all corrupt. Anyway, and I'm going to, well, I don't have a whole lot of, I'm not going to even go into all this other stuff because it's pointless. It's like redundant. You mention it and no one really cares about it until it comes back to bite them in the, what. So their children will be experiencing what I'm talking about, even if they're not really even caring about it. And unless everybody get together and try and address different issues, then it's all for naught. So anyway, I noticed that all the training that I've gotten is not worth the paper that it was notarized or whatever, signed by the person saying that person completed this course, because they're not looking at that. I went to graphic arts, I went through all kind of training, that's all I gotta say. But in the end, all the training that I have, being that technology is forever changing, you can't almost keep up with it, compete with it. Like, I had graphic arts, they went to digital. Graphic arts, cutting, pasting, typesetting, all this stuff, that's irrelevant now. Everything is done on the computer. So it's useless. It's good to know that you can get a piece of paper and be able to cut items and place it on where you want on the paper and make copies, and it becomes out like the stuff that people are doing now. But it's useless now. So to further your education, it doesn't matter. And I'm saying also that I attended the community college, which is at the time was called Baton Rouge Community College, or vocational training. Well, if you don't keep up with your records, or maybe order a couple of transcripts and keep one closed and never open it, because once you open it, it's voided, then you can become lost. Like mine, I checked to see if my records they still had them. They some kind of way had misplaced my records, because they said they merged the old college with the new stuff and lost my records. Luckily that I had a copy of myself, because they wouldn't have had any of it, and I would have just been out in the dark with no proof that I had ever had the training that I did. So I'm saying that it's always to keep copies. Like the flood took a lot of my stuff. Just so happens I let it dry it out enough to be able to make copies. So people, you need to keep copies of everything throughout life, because it's no joke to try and pull your life back in. You could have people steal your identity. It's nothing with having somebody steal it and be able to hopefully claim it back to not have it at all. So I'm just ranting and raving on stuff that has happened to me, but if only one person learned from it, at least something will be done, because it has and was almost hell for me. That's all I can say. Because you're trying to prove who you are and show what you've done, and yeah, on and on and on. And if for those millennials or newbies or whoever, nothing is considered free. It may have the title free, but it's not free. And reason I'm saying that, even with the apps you download on your phone, they're not free. Of course, you know they come with ads, and the ads keep coming. There's, once you get rid of them, it's like they're still part of your phone. And entering the free stuff comes the telemarketers. They ask you for one piece of information, some kind of way they get your life history, and are able to keep calling you year after year after year. You can change your number. For some reason, they seem like they find you. So it's a lifelong invasion. It's an invasion of privacy, because not only will they continue to call you, they have all your personal information. So when you enter one little thing that for some reason goes back to something else you had or supplied, it pulls all your whole information up again. And some of these agencies that are saying they're free, that you enter into free items, you end up becoming part of some database where they got you locked in some kind of way. I mean, I got people still calling me that shouldn't even be calling. And the services that are free, it's like food stamps. You become dependent on them. As far as my in-home type setting business and stuff, these programs that want to come in your home and help you, I have like 18 different agencies I deal with throughout an in-home business. And one of them I have to mention, and I can't mention names, of course, but it's called Q&A, Office of Nutrition Assistance. Well, she is doing some shiesty stuff. So I'm just telling you, if you sign up with any of these food programs, you make sure you claim and drop kids on a timely manner, because you can make one little mistake and they'll come in and say that you are neglecting the children, have an unsafe environment, and on and on and on. And I know I'm off the subject, but I'm just saying, out of my time of reflection and whatever you want to call it, realization type thing, is a lot of stuff happens to you, and you're trying to be the nice guy, and you get stepped on. So, not saying you've got to be all rude and mean all the time. You have to watch who you help, because the ones you help can be the same ones that hurt you. Yeah, that's all I'm saying. And I'm coming close to the end of it, and if anybody know anything about the ways that can kind of help the veterans, might want to, I don't know, send some kind of way to help, find an agency that you can help them through that. Because some of the agencies you putting in money, and none of the money is going to the veterans. I'm saying that before I get off. Not to just let it go to the wayside, because these people have put their lives on the line to only come back to be alienated or put to the side or thrown out like trash. And all these people that's jumping to jump in to go help the military, you'd probably do better, like, I don't know who went to jail not to go to the military. I mean, you end up faring better probably doing that, because they definitely building enough prisons for it. But anyway, and what else? I don't even want to add that in. I'm making up a little bit from my last rant. So like I say, I'm just ranting. So if it's watched, just watch. If it's learned, you pick anything up out of all these little tidbits I'm throwing in here, then take it and use it. Or if you don't believe me in some of it, go test it out. Otherwise, prove me wrong, because I've lived it. So until next time, I know I didn't hit on everything I wanted to, but there's so much to rant about. You can pick any topic and go with it. So, thank you. Until next time, this is some alien for my life's ranting and raving. And thank you. Let's see.